We're back.
We are back. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Damsels and Dice.
It's a little dicey.
This is how we roll.
And then we both roll. Oh, I got a 1.
I got an 11. Oof. I did get double zeros on this
I
one.
got a 7.
It's not gonna be a good day.
This is fun. Fun.
Okay.
At any rate, without further ado, we had a little bit of change of scenery, but it's just for this particular episode. But I think that's our only announcement, so let's go ahead and get started. Unless you all have something you'd like to say. Final word.
I'm
Anything
not
like
ready
that?
for this.
No.
Is there necklace on?
It's fine.
Not ready.
It looks like it's on.
Okay, fine.
Ooh, look, I got a natural 20.
Alright.
Okay, ready.
The adventuring party, consisting of 2 cousins, 2 humans, a half-elf and half-orc, along with a handful of sprites, have been traveling along
That's
the
a terrible
Hhatu Strip,
joke.
an area of swampland in Croix-Colasil, the northernmost continent of the world. The party has been traveling from town to town, and fixing various problems, or discovering different things, whether it's about one another or about the world itself. They have been traveling northward after having several very close encounters, one of them with a swamp hag and her collection of trolls, which she would send out to abduct people, to discovering, ultimately, what is happening to the sprites of the Hhatu Strip. They continued traveling north, and for the past 5 days have been traveling north further and further to, for once, a non-swamp city called Pineview.
Are we out of the swamps yet? Are we out of the swamps yet?
On the very edges of the swamps, past a bald strip of land, a moor, as it were. Pineview is now less than an afternoon away. But before they arrived, they heard interesting sounds after these 5 days of travel, having different interactions with different entities. Came across a group of individuals who, through a DM slip, said that they were bandits. They were not the best people, but that was a DM slip on my part.
And Talavin took complete advantage of it.
This is true. Talavin saw that a wolf, a dire wolf, was being attacked by these individuals, and springing into action, decided to bowl one over, and all but one perished in this combat. After setting the corpse of the dire wolf ablaze, they found, or rather Nora, found 3 dire wolf pups who had not yet opened their eyes. And this is where we left off. Everyone
Are you sure we
was
can't just
heading
leave
back
off, like, already in the village?
Yeah, can we skip the next
Don't just skip, like, the next...
It's kind of like that scene in every show you just have to watch. Okay, fine. Okay.
Recap. This is the overall recap. So, you guys get back to the main area. You see Jakob, who was currently in the process of trying to negotiate the cart, but elected to stay put on the main road, this still slightly muddied road. He sees Wyatt come out, he sees Adriel come out, and eventually he sees you 3, Zoom, Nora, and Talavin, all emerge from the forest. You, Nora, a bundle of pups in your arm, and I don't think I got a chance to describe them. These pups are kind of this dark brown gray. Kind of this. They have a little bit of fluff, a little bit of floof to their fur. One of them has markings. Muzzle's a little bit darker, like a very dark brown, and goes into this mottled brown and gray mix all the way across its body. One of them actually has what looks like a red strip across his muzzle, with these silver markings along his brow, and the rest of him is, again, that kind of dark chocolate brown. And then the last one looks very much like the mother, just kind of this little bit of a lighter brown color.
Okay, so this one with the red strip There's one with
Yeah.
mottled brown and black or gray. And then there's one that's just dark brown. Okay, gotcha. What are the? Is it like 2 boys and a girl, or like 2 girls and a boy, or is it like? Because that helps with the names.
The one with the red strip across his nose and the silver markings, that one's a boy. The brown one is a girl, and then the brown and gray one is also a boy.
Okay, you said the red strip on the nose is the male, and then you said which one was the female?
The one that looks like the mother, just kind of this brown color.
Brown, female, and then the last one is what?
It's kind of this model. It has a dark muzzle, and that one's also a boy, male. The dark muzzle, and then it kind of fades into this like silvery gray brown mottled fur.
That one should be on it.
Okay. Yeah, we pre-named them. We were talking over dinner. We were like, what should we name our puppies?
And then the female is, so this one is
Kilo.
Onyx. That
Yes.
one is...
The female, well, yeah, we'll go ahead.
Should we spell it Kelo so we don't accidentally say like kilo, like is it
Kylo?
Oh. Kylo Ren? What?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. You can spell it however you want to spell it.
So it's kilo?
Kilo.
I'm gonna put an E. So
Keylow.
K-Y? Okay.
No. I was okay. Sorry. Kilo.
Okay. And then the last one, what was the male? What's the last name?
Igneous. Yes. So we have
It's
Igneous,
the weirdest name, I think. It's just like weird.
Kilo, and
Onyx.
Okay, sorry, we got that out of the way. That's the important part. We need to name these puppies.
We needed to name the puppies.
Also, we're procrastinating because we don't want to do the next
There's nothing more important than this.
No. Okay, so I have all 3 puppies.
I want to throw.
Nora's just like, what's your name? What's your name? I'm gonna name you. Do. In Happy Puppy Land. As we walk up.
Y'all walk up. Jacob sees you guys. Are you guys okay? What happened to your cloak? And he just kind of sees Adriel just looks a little bit perturbed, a little bit concerned. Zoom seems slightly dazed, mind far from him in that moment. Wyatt also is just kind of being quiet. He turns to you, Nora. What's going on? What happened?
What do you mean? What happened? Wait, wasn't he there?
Jacob wasn't there.
No. He was with the cart. He was currently one of the people pulling the cart.
He got ditched.
He was unable to attend the fight.
Sorry, I thought you said...
He heard the sounds.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry. I thought that was Wyatt saying, and I was like, sorry. So to Jacob, there were some hunters. They were about to make the final. They were about to make the final blow on a dire wolf, and we managed to stop them. And then Nora's
sorry, you guys.
Oh, it did? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. There were some hunters hunting a dire wolf, and they were stopped.
Stopped? He looks at Wyatt, and he kind of makes this like subtle side eye to you, Talavin, and then just like, they're not gonna be.
I'm not looking at anybody.
Jacob. Oh. All right. Cool. Well, then what's in the? Why are you holding your jacket like that then? Why are you holding your cloak like that?
The wolf ended up being shot, and she didn't make it. But she had puppies. She was protecting her den. And I kind of like opened the cloak just a little bit. I'm like, we can't just leave them.
You see them all just kind of whimpering quietly, huddling close to the warmth.
Mm. Yeah, so I show him the puppies.
Well, he kind of takes one, kind of pinches the scruff of his neck and kind of lifts up, and as he kind of pinches back, he's not doing it to hurt him, but by the sudden pressure as he looks back, and he kind of scritches under the chin. He's like, if these are direwolf cubs, then they're gonna get pretty big pretty fast.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that won't be today, and we should probably get a move on just in case if friends decide to come back, if there are any friends who come out back. Yeah.
Yes, I suggest.
But let's keep going. Adriel chimes in. Yeah, I think we better. You guys press forward, reach the edge of the clearing, and you've noticed as you've gotten closer and closer to the end of the swamps, the trees have become slightly more sparse. And then you see the edge of the road, which leads into this massive grassland, this massive field. And just across the edge of the field, if you take a moment and you squint, go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh. We're out of the swamps. It's a monumentous day. 19.
25.
Good. 25, even better. Both of you take a moment, and as you are peering out across this entire field, this entire moor, the grass is beginning to sprout. There are very faint tints of green along the stems. Some of them are beginning to bud very, very faintly, very early stages of spring. And as both of you take a moment, you squint in the same way, instinctually, and across this entire moor, you do see what looks like a town, a city.
Cool.
It's hard to make out any kind of details at the moment, but you do see that it looks like this is definitely more well-structured than the last area, where the last city did have cobblestone streets and very tall walls in order to keep certain swamp-dwelling creatures at bay. You notice that there is also a wall in this place, but you see very faintly, you do see guard towers, not only at the entrance, but along the edges. You can see that there is a tall wall, but there are also what look like barriers or spikes along the outside.
Okay. Well fortified. Gotcha.
It seems well fortified, and you do see exterior light. It seems like they have either torches or cauldrons of flame.
And they're not the ones intruders.
Alrighty. I guess we'll push forward.
As you all get to the edge of the swamp, Adriel takes a moment and she just stops at the edge.
Just keep going.
As do Jakob and Wyatt.
Oof. Why they gotta stop at the swamp? Like, that's the worst place. I mean, unless they want to stay in the swamp. So I guess me and Nora technically kind of continue, and then we're like,
You all turn around. Zoom was trekking with you. And then he also stops and looks over his shoulder, confused. But he sees Adriel, and she's just kind of got her arms folded in that moment. She's standing quietly, and she's like, I know it's a little bit of a sudden decision, but I've been thinking for the past couple of days, at least while we've been traveling, and I might only be staying here for a day or so before heading back.
Heading back where?
Back to my land, back to the old other town.
Willends?
I have. I liked Bomberg. That's a pretty nice place. Pretty close to my strip of land anyway. This has been really fun traveling, and I did enjoy a lot of the things that we were getting into. But dealing with various hags and trolls and everything else, thought thought we were going to be more along the lines of killing things and then just going immediately back and selling them. I didn't know we were going to be going on a wild goose chase, especially with our other companions. No offense. She gives a quick shout to Zoom's side bag on his saddlebag, which is where you know the sprites are. And she's like, I hate to leave you in a pinch, and if you ever need me, you know where to find me and everything, but I'm thinking that if I don't turn back now, or at least say something now, I might not ever get around to it. There's an obvious objection in your background.
It's the puppies. The puppies.
Yeah.
That's how direwolf puppies
Yeah,
bark. Just ignore them. Just my side pouch is just barking. Sorry.
Side puppies are going to be in trouble.
All right.
Barking at ghosts.
Sorry. We'll be sad to see you leave. Sorry that this wasn't what you thought you were signing up for.
No, I mean, like, trust me, it's been a definite adventure. Definitely gives me a couple of things to think about, but just been doing some thinking. And I don't know how far away I want to be traveling, especially with my land being here.
Mm.
It's interesting.
If y'all need me, then I can still check with you. I'll probably continue on to the town, but I'll be getting myself a separate room and leave first thing in the morning.
All right.
It's whatever's best for you.
It's not you, it's me.
No, it's obviously me.
Jakob and Wyatt also, and kind of nod. And Jakob is the one who pipes up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm afraid I've kind of been thinking the same thing. We've definitely gone a little bit farther than we originally anticipated. Our friends are bound to be at the other town at this point, and we can sell what we have here in Pineview, but I'm thinking it might be until we have our full branch franchise, multiple locations, kind of have to stay close to our area."
If that's what you want.
If I had somebody to run it, that would definitely be more beneficial, but alas, I only have two hands.
What was the town they were supposed to be going to?
Technically, this was the town they were supposed to be going
That's
to.
what I thought.
Because they said that they were supposed to meet their friends up in Pathstow, but then they were going to travel to Pineview before traveling back.
Mm.
So technically, they were not traveling further than they expected. So Talon was a little confused.
That's what I thought. Okay. Anyway, just kind of nods like.
Talon doesn't say anything. She said understandable for Adriel, but she didn't say anything. She's not saying
Jacob.
doesn't say anything.
Zoom looks a little bit confused and very torn, but with a swift nudge, you guys continue on across the moor and into Pineview. Now you arrive at Pineview and once again are greeted by very similar looking gates to the other ones before, although these seem more well reinforced. There are what look like the metal rods have actually been driven into each one of the trees that are lining each individual area. As you go up, it looks like various traps and so forth were set to your left, to your right. There are no immediate crow's nests or areas in the trees that you notice as you all enter this very dense pine forest. You can see maybe why it was called Pineview. You go up to the gate, and you see someone lean out over the edge. You hear, What's your business?
I guess really we're just passing
We're just passing through
for a few days.
for a few
Where'd you
days.
come from?
South. We're traveling north.
Terribly specific.
We just came from Sog.
You have a place to stay?
Not yet. Can you perhaps point us in the direction of a tavern?
With a stable?
Alright. Open the gate! The gates swing open. And there are a couple of guards standing there in leathers, what look like studded leather uniforms. Relatively standard, but you're invited in.
It's kind of nod as a
Yeah, you can see the person who greeted you, young female. She actually has shaved her head practically bald on all sides, and she has these kind of dull green eyes. She just kind of looks at you as you all enter. She's like, "Don't cause any trouble." And she calls out to you.
Mm-hmm.
See one of the guards, a young individual, sandy brown hair that kind of falls in his eyes. So he looks and gives you all a nod, and this kind of sheepish smile. It's like, she means to be friendly. As he begins letting down the... You all go through, and the gates close. You all are immediately greeted by what is essentially a town square-like area. There are paths off to the right, to the left, along the fence row. And a little bit further up, you can see everything is more divided into a grid, rather than this spidery pattern of one street curving and going to the left, one street branching off of that and going another way. This is set up much more organized than other areas that you've been in.
I mean, everything's organized.
As the gate
Willends.
locks behind, everything is once again locked. The young guard, the guy, kind of gives you guys a smile, and he's like, "If you need anything, you can always find someone in uniform." He goes to walk back up on top of the tower, and she's like, "Why are you so friendly to these people? Like, there's, what is your deal? You're supposed to be helping guard stuff." And he's like, "We want people to come in and say hi and, spend coin. Gives us something to do." And she's like, "I'd rather not."
These two are definitely inevitably going to get married.
Matchmaker!
You guys go in. What are you looking for?
A stable and tavern, but really anything useful to us.
Like stores.
Okay, as you guys are perusing around, go ahead and make perception checks.
Oof, that's not as good.
I got a natural 20.
I got a 14.
I see. Oh.
What was that? I don't think I caught that number, Talavin.
14.
14? Oh, that's enough. You notice that there are several taverns. As soon as you go in, there are there's that one place that doubles as both a tavern and an inn, which actually is one of the more unique buildings that you see in this area. Every single one is almost this log cabin-esque style residence or home. All of them have been cut down with stripped pine, have been treated, and are just stacked in all of these different houses. But the one that stands out to both of you is one called Clip Top Inn, where essentially, as you guys walk past, you look over and this place is on stilts. It has been, the roots of the trees themselves have, the trees themselves still have their roots and branch up. And within this structure, the tavern and inn have both been integrated into the actual tree itself.
Okay.
So it's like a tree house.
Yeah. It's an in-tree house.
Does it look like it has a stable?
Underneath, it looks like they have some kind of stable-like area on the underneath. You, Nora, going through it, you notice that there is an inn called the Weekend Candle.
Ooh.
There is a tavern as you go by called the Empty Hallbird Inn, which is it's closest to the entrance. The other one, the Cliptop Inn, is further in off to the left-hand side. And then the Weekend Candle is 2 streets down on also the left-hand side from the Cliptop Inn.
And all 3 of these are inns?
No, the Empty Hallbird is a tavern.
Oh, okay.
It's just a tavern. Sorry. The Weekend Candle is just an inn, and then the only one that doubles as both a tavern and an inn is the Cliptop.
Ooh. Yes, we will go there.
You also notice that there is a forge.
It's a forge.
There's a forge. It is called, and I'll pull up my notes real quick. Misty's Inferno.
Misty's Inferno.
Inferno.
It's a
And
forge.
Misty's Inferno. And you also notice, of all of these places, there is, there are some general wares shops, and these ones have simple, very generic names. John's. John's Dried Goods.
John's.
Simon Saddle, so just very, very simple things to your left, to your right. But the one that catches your eye, Nora, is one that you could have sworn you've seen before, called Venere's Oddities.
It's a chain?
You just recognize it. You recognize the outside as this. It has dried herbs along the front porch. There are several set windows. It looks really similar to a place you've been before, but it is called Venere's Oddities.
Interesting. Okay. I point all these things out as we go by. As she's copying my notes.
As you point all of these things out, everyone else sees the different places. Yeah, where do you guys want to stay?
I want to stay at
The Cliptop Inn.
The Cliptop Inn, yeah. That's pretty.
So, hold on. You said Venere's Oddities, it had herbs and stuff in it. Is that like the place that me and Jen went?
Mm-hmm. It's like the same place. Oh, probably.
I bet that's his wife. And they're in different towns. They broke up. We gotta get them back together.
Matchmaker.
Hold on, I'm gonna get whatever it is that she's chewing on.
What is it? What is it? What do you want? What do you want? Okay, sorry.
No, I can't reach it. It's like a little.
Getting distracted, I see. I will remember
She keeps
this.
walking back
She keeps like chewing on like weird things.
and putting them right here. She's like, pay attention to me.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
So we're going to the Cliptop Inn.
Cliptop Inn.
You guys get to the Cliptop Inn. Jacob and Wyatt both begin taking care of the horses as you guys ascend this spiral stair, which actually goes around and around and around the pine tree itself. These pine trees, mind you, are the same size as a standard pine tree. They're not overly thick. And actually, there are moments where you look at it and could swear you see it sway ever so slightly. But the overall structure seems to be intact. As a gust of wind blows through, the trees do tend to have this sway to them that allows the structure to maintain this ability to stay aloft.
Okay.
And if you look on the underside, you can see beams and rods and just support, essentially, for this entire structure.
Okay. Interesting. Feeling more and more unsafe as we go.
No,
If
it's
okay.
fine.
It's fine.
We
It's fine.
We
It's
just keep going to get a room, and I guess we'll just.
it's fine.
I don't know. Okay, yes, we'll go in.
So
We'll go in.
like 3 rooms, 1 for Adriel, 1 for me.
Well,
1
she'll
for...
get her own room.
Okay. Well, I guess then just 1 room.
I mean, do we need to get Zoom his own? I feel like.
Do you want Zoom to be in the
I mean,
same
like
room?
at the same time, it's like no, but it's at the same time, it's like it saves money, and then he'd just be in there by himself.
Okay.
Okay.
The OG group.
The OG group.
Yeah.
Okay, she's laying down. Okay, good.
You guys go in, and currently, as it is midday, you actually don't see a whole lot of people in the inn/tavern. But you do see, however, directly in the far back right-hand corner, you do see the bar, which just lines the back. And there is an entire collection of bottles of, some of them have been dripped in wax, some of them have special signatures on them, some of them have special seals. Others have been, look like they were made of blown glass, where just the shape of the glass of itself, without the the alcohol in its contents, is just very unique. And as you go in, you actually see
Stylish.
only a hand polishing the top of the counter.
Is it like mage hand?
No, looks like a hand.
It's just a hand.
Well,
You guys traverse, go across, and you hear who's there? Hello?
we're
see-
looking for a room.
You see, stepping up on a step stool from behind is a halfling.
Male.
Yes, male halfling. Hello. My name is Hhatu Strip. Are you going to be staying in town? Can I get anything started for you?
We would like a room for the
3.
night.
A room for 3 people. Like so 3 beds. Or at least 2 beds.
Yeah. A room for 3 people. Just 1 room.
One person, 1 room, 3 people. I think I can accommodate for that.
Yeah.
He goes, and he actually has, it's a little bit odd and almost old-fashioned, but you see he actually has this leather cord with glasses that kind of hang on the edges. His hair has actually been kind of cut along the sides. It's blonde, but it's been cut along the sides, and then on the top it actually looks like it has been almost tipped in green, which is a little bit interesting. But he kind of slaps on the glasses, goes over to a smaller leather book, opens it up, dips his quill in. Could I have a name? Any name? My name's Talavin. I assume that's the standard common pronunciation and spelling. So are you forwarding the coin? Do you want to know prices first before
Yes.
booking a room?
Please.
I mean, to drive away business, but it's a common practice.
Yes. How long would you like to stay? Do you want to use the forge?
No, I don't want to use the forge. We could
2 days.
maybe stay,
So, 2 nights.
just for now. We may extend, but 2 nights.
Great! And 2 nights, 3 beds. And at this point, he gets a glimpse of Zoom, and he gets a glimpse of you two. And it looks like he wants to say something.
Oh no. Can we have 3
But
separate
doesn't.
3
driving.
separate cots if it's okay?
Oh, I thought he said 2 beds. You said 2 beds.
I said for 3 people.
Oh.
Can we get 3 cots possibly?
2 or 3. 2 or 3.
Of course. Of course. And you see.
Did that just click?
There's his writing, and he says, "You're going to want to take the ladder up 3 teardrops up." And he takes out this key off of this leather cord, and he's like, "You guys are going to be the 5th tree on the right.
No.
And hands you the key.
Alright, I'll take the key.
He still has not told us how much.
Anything called pinch to get up here, so.
How much for the room for 2 nights?
Oh, sorry. For 2 nights, that is going to be 63 gold.
That's fine. I'll give him 63 gold.
You sure?
I'm gonna give him
I assume you're...
6 platinum. And then 3 gold.
Oh! Wow. If I may be so bold, you also have access to the stables downstairs. But for an extra 10, we do have some fresh-grown grass. We actually have a couple of nature people here who understand that kind of magic. Have been working feverishly to tend to all of our horses. Would you like some enchanted grass?
Yeah. I would love that.
How is it enchanted?
She asked a question.
How is it enchanted? What does it do?
Oh, that's just how they made it. It's fresh.
Oh, I see.
Do you want to pay the extra 10 since I paid for that room?
Yeah, I
Do
can
the 10.
pay.
She's gonna do the 10.
Zoom
And then
steps forward and waves it off, and he hands him the 10 gold.
okay.
Well, that's nice.
That's fine.
That's nice. Thank you, Zoom.
Oh, wonderful. Well, and removes the glasses and ruffles his hair. Like, well, if you're going to be needing anything, I think the hunters should be in tonight. They should be bringing back maybe a couple of deer. So we might be having deer tonight. If not, we've got good old pork.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to get back to cleaning. Again, up 3 tiers. 5th door on the right. Yes, right.
3 tiers. Hip hip. Boo. Hip hip. Cry. Sorry. You know.
No, what is that?
People say 3 cheers. Hip hip hooray. 3 tears. Hip hip. Boo.
Sometimes I want to just
Get on my level.
end.
Sorry. I'm just...
The stairs are actually over on the left-hand side, and actually they're less upstairs, and it's actually a ladder.
Okay. We go up. I assume Zoom has the sprites.
I brought all my shit. Well, we kind of just left Jakob and Wyatt to tend to the horses. Technically didn't bring anything.
Let's go back down.
We'll go back down first and get our shit.
Zoom kind of gives you a finger and just kind of like...
Oh, he'll go tend to the horses. Thank you, Zoom.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go see the room.
Do you even have?
In the meantime, he actually gets the other guy's attention, and he's trying to... he's trying to communicate something to him, and then he, does some pointing, and so that goes on in the background as the rest of you all go up.
I had the puppies in my bag, by the way. I didn't
I know,
state
you
that.
probably...
Okay, I'm not letting these puppies go. Just saying.
You guys head up the first tier, and you step out onto a balcony, a covered balcony, and you look out, and all through the trees are treehouse after treehouse after treehouse, just stacked along the tops of all of these trees, and it extends for almost as far at the end of the town, actually. You can actually see along the ridge where the fence line is, these go all the way back through the trees. This is, even though they're pines, this is still kind of a dense forest area. You can barely see the sky from where you guys currently are.
Ooh. This is gonna be cool.
We do it's the 3rd or 5th door.
We go to the room.
Yep.
You guys climb up 1, 2, 3 tiers, and actually on a rope bridge connecting one to the next, you actually walk along this place one to the next, and 5 trees back, you do see one, it's circular, Yes, all the way around, where the tree itself is the center beam. You'll put the key in, and you open it. It opens on the into the inside, and you can see there is a small wash basin right next to the door on the right-hand side as the door opens into the left, and along the windows you can actually see 3 cots, 1, 2, 3, along with bedside tables along each.
So this is like a full body wash basin, or just like a little one?
It's like a rain barrel, so you could probably fit all of yourself into it.
With minimum water. Is the tree still in the center of the beam?
The tree is in the center. The tree is in the dead center.
Hello.
He just might be a fucking angry ass tree. He's had people living around him all his life.
Maybe not. How are you today, tree?
I'm okay.
It's almost springtime.
I know.
Are you excited for springtime?
Yeah.
Talavin is literally behind Nora, just like...
Me too. I'm excited for spring too.
I'm glad.
Can you say you're not
This is heavy.
I'm sorry. We really appreciate all that you're doing.
You do?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone does.
So nice
This is
to
such a
hear.
beautiful place.
No one appreciates what I do.
Oh, we definitely appreciate what you do. You're a very strong, beautiful tree. I'm sure you have very long roots.
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna break the connection.
Okay.
I do.
Madison, I'm so sorry.
I'm not sorry. I love talking to trees.
If I ever DM, that is not a thing. Because I will not be a tree.
I think it's hilarious. It's great. It's great.
Horrible.
I love talking to trees.
I hate it when you do that. I hate it when you talk to turtles even more.
That poor turtle got stuck in a loop. Poor guy.
It's over for him. Hawks are gonna get in.
Oh. Alright. I guess we're just gonna drop off our stuff.
After a while, you look down and you see Adriel, Wyatt, and Jakob. I have also, across the way from you guys, have actually, that's where their area is.
They got separate rooms? Or they all got a room together?
It looks like they're staying together. In the same room.
Okay.
That's a threesome going on over there now.
No comment.
Hey, I'm just saying. There's only one cop over there.
They could say the same thing about...
No. We got 3 separate cots. They probably didn't.
You don't know. At which point you do see Zoom making his way, and you haven't really seen him unnerved too many times, but as he's walking along this rope bridge, he's glancing over from side to side, and you can actually make a perception check.
17.
24.
Both of you notice that he has a certain someone on his shoulder who's coaching him through it, essentially.
He's afraid of
You see, he stops about halfway, and you hear, "All right, like it's a few more steps." It's like you can't go back now. You have to sleep over there. You don't actually have to go down anytime soon. This might be the last time you go through. And then you also hear a very another vibrant voice say, "I think I can figure out a way to help motivate him." And you hear, "You're not helping."
Oh God. She's gonna set the whole place on fucking fire.
I'm gonna walk up to the edge and be like, Zoom, just look forward. Like, come on.
I'm like standing behind Nora, just like, come on.
I'm sorry, we're making that sound.
Just collapses to one knee, grabs a hold of it, and you hear, don't rush.
I'm gonna go help him. I'm gonna take
moment
some
you
of the
go
stuff.
over, and you walk yourself back along the bridge, and like it's not a very precarious bridge. It's very well constructed. There are no holes. There are no rotting planks. The rope is very taut, very sturdy. The entire bridge itself isn't rocking very much. But the moment you go over Talavin and offer your hand, Zoom sees it. And you can see his cheeks pink, his ears get a little bit darker. He takes a moment and takes your hand. Gives a nod and stands. And you see Talel kind of look slightly panicked as he's actually hanging onto the scarf with that stumble. He was almost thrown off.
That would be the worst way to go ever.
You see that he's actually tethered himself to it, but he's gripping on. Like he's tethered himself to the edge of Zoom's armor. But you all make it all the way across, and Zoom just back over the bridge, shudders, immediately goes inside.
Oh. So I guess we need to discuss our next moves in this area.
Yeah.
We need to find the people, if we can.
I mean, yeah, especially if we're already gonna spend 2 nights here, maybe we should leave early.
Leave early?
Well, leave in the morning. I mean, we can get some supplies here and then head out in the afternoon.
Well, yeah, but we don't know if they're here yet or not.
Okay,
so.
that's true. Okay.
So we'll just have to go look. I found all of these places as we were walking.
Oh, okay.
I was
Yeah.
very observant. Oh.
Let me just take note of those.
Oh, whoop, there you go. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Fascinating.
Oh, that's information that they know.
Okay, so I guess maybe we can start.
Well, if they're not really coming, I mean, I guess we should ask Zoom if he wants to continue to stay.
Oh, yeah. Zoom?
He's setting things up. He brought the rest of your all's packs.
Oh, I went over and I grabbed my pack when I helped him up so that he didn't have so much to get.
Everything was so strapped
Oh,
onto
okay.
him.
That's fine.
He brought everything from you guys.
Such a
He carried it up, which is part of the reason why he was trying to be careful across the bridge. But anyway, gets over to his bed and he's setting everything down in different spots. Puts the pack over. As you all get his attention, he stops and.
Do you want to take this one? You want me to? I can.
I mean, I'll link with him.
Okay. Zoom, upon reflecting on the reactions of the others today, how they've decided to leave, I wanted to ask you or give you the option, if you wanted to leave as well. We don't want to hold you back or make you feel obligated to stay with us.
And Talavin, you're the only one who can really hear his results. He knows that you linked with him. He felt the same shudder, but he just kind of he looks definitely conflicted. He's like, I've only ever known the swamps. This is all new for me. I mean, I've never been without Adriel for more than a few months. It's weird hearing that she's not coming.
Well, they have responsibilities and they have commitments here, whereas Nora and I, we don't have that here per se, which is what's pulling us away. But we don't want to pull you in a direction that you don't want to go.
I want to go both.
I'm sorry, you can't hear us. I'll tell you.
I know it.
It's like it takes a second, and then he sees over on the bedside table that he involuntarily claimed one of the beds by putting the sprites on one of the bedside tables. He accidentally claimed a bed before you guys had a chance to claim the bed.
He can have whatever he wants. It's
fine. But he glances over at Talel and he sees Jen, and Spice is actually out right now. She's looking around. She actually flutters over to one of the windows and lands, and she's being very cautious as she peers out, but she just sees all of the trees. And
this probably feels like home to them. Like a tree.
He watches them for a moment, and it's like, I want to make sure I see this through with them. When we kind of started something, want to make sure that he's okay.
Well, it'll be quite the adventure.
And both of you have done so much. I feel like I've gotten stronger. I don't want to stop that.
There's strength in numbers, and there's always room for growth.
Some of the strongest groups have fallen.
That's Trudeau. That's pretty Trudeau.
Sorry.
Like, I'll miss her, but I think I'm going to stay. It feels right.
Well.
At least until you all send me away.
Well, I don't think that will happen, so I don't think that'll be anything you have to worry about.
You see his ears darken again. Just gives a nod.
Why are you all looking at me? Stop looking at me!
You're not going to make me go across the bridge again anytime soon, are you?
You don't have to leave if you don't want to. We're only going to stay a couple days.
I might stay here for some time.
That's okay. Scared of heights. So cute. That is like literally the cutest fucking phobia of all time.
I don't know.
What?
If you want me to go, I'll go. If you need me to help pack or do stuff, we're running low on supplies. I noticed. If you want me to go, and I'll carry the stuff. I don't mind.
It's okay. I'm sure me and Nora we can handle it.
I don't hear any of this.
I volunteer Nora to carry everything in my head.
he smiles, and you can see like where he would almost laugh if he could.
Oh, he can't laugh.
But looks over at Nora, and he looks.
She's like, what?
Okay.
I told him that you were gonna do a strength checks to get to see who was stronger. He's saying that he's stronger than you.
He probably is.
I kind of just laugh. Talking shit.
But with that, he continues to unpack and makes a few hand signs to Talel, and he begins talking about all of the different things that he can go ahead and set up, and Talel actually comes forward on the edge of the desk. And, are we going to be staying for very long? I might have a chance to finish up a few things if we'll be here for a few days.
2 nights. We're gonna do a little bit of, I guess, shopping today, and then maybe some investigating tomorrow, see what we can learn, and then probably leave the day after that.
Yes, I'd rather do the investigating as soon as possible. But yes, we'll be here for 2 nights.
All right. That gives me just enough time to finish up.
Good.
He begins giving Zoom instructions on different things to place.
While we are out, do you need me to grab anything else for you?
Oh, me? No. If you have any more of the other supplies, I mean, we don't know if we're ever going to run across some of these things. If you happen to be running low on anything, just pick it up.
What I know, what I'm running low on, because I got like.
You got a lot of stuff recently.
So I got a bundle of the lemon balm, dried mint, burdock root, yarrow, cayenne, comfrey, and then I only got a jar of the eucalyptus, prairie clover, lavender, calla lily, elm bark, garlic, milk thistle, castor, yew. I got needles, ground, and seeds, all a jar of each one of those. I got a jar of mistletoe, bower, virgin castor, fresh mint, ground cinnamon. I think that's it. And then I bought a 5-pound bag of flour, wheat, and corn each.
Mm-hmm.
But I technically only have like a few. I probably don't have any crocodile meat left with how much we've traveled.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead and mark that out.
Yeah, you provided a lot of that in trade to a certain individual.
And then I have my sugar cubes and some salt. So which one of those does he use the most? Should I probably restock on?
He hasn't had a chance to use a lot of the things yet, just because y'all have been kind of transient. So far, y'all haven't run low on anything per se.
Okay. And
but he does say, if you come across the mineral, you remember that mineral that I was telling you about. The more that you have, the better. Also, any charcoal
Trona.
that might also be beneficial.
Trona mineral.
All right.
Okay, what was after the Trona mineral that he said? Sorry, I was searching.
No, just charcoal.
Charcoal.
If you come across any charcoal, if it's powdered, it helps if it's powdered. But if it comes in lumps, I mean, it doesn't hurt if it is still in its raw form.
Like if you ever want to change your familiar's like shape to a different animal, you have to have charcoal and incense.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have it on you.
Yeah.
Okay, charcoal powder and okay, cool. Yeah, and then I have one, and I just have like a block of Trona. Like, is that what I had? Okay.
Trona.
Because actually, could you leave that here?
I'll leave all of it. I'll lay all of it out and leave it here.
Yeah, after seeing you lay out all of these jars and kind of crack the lids on all of them, he's like, actually, Zoom, would you help me put everything actually to work on the ground? Zoom gives him this look like, you sure? Like, you're gonna be on the ground? He's like, yes. It's not optimal, but
if you want, you can just
a lot more workspace.
You could just move the 3 bedside tables together.
It's all right. I'll work on the ground. Probably safer anyway.
All
right.
Keeps things from falling and smashing. Less of a distance.
Do you have enough vials? Do we need to get you vials of any kind?
More vials would be beneficial also, if you could.
Small ones, I suppose. Yes.
Small, large, even jars. Jars may also be beneficial.
Like a big jar?
There's. He makes this gesture as if it's like this is the size, and then he's like, if I could fit in it, it'd probably work. You hear Jen, that's terrible! Like, don't say something like that. Like, it's a measurement they understand.
Oh.
I can't hardly say jar because they don't know whether or not it's a jar for my size or theirs. She just rolls her eyes at him.
Yeah.
Oof, they're literally the most adorable fucking couple in the whole goddamn world. It's disgusting.
Love it.
It is literally disgusting.
It's beautiful. Are you ready to go sleuthing?
Yup, sleuthing it is.
All right.
I'm gonna say that
anything in particular?
Hold on, before we leave, I have my weapons with me and everything, but I'm gonna empty out most of what's in my bag of holding. I'm gonna empty it all out except for the. Do we want to try to sell those manicore wings? I know we didn't want to sell the hide because you were making a bag out of that, and we could make other shit out of that. But those 2 wings could be worth a great deal of money.
That is true. I haven't thought of anything that I can use the wings for yet. Mackenzie spends a lot of time, instead of doing homework, thinking about inventions or spells that she can combine. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I really have, and then we have the vials of blood. And then we have, like, I don't know, some claws and random shit. We don't really have a lot left of the... Oh, wait, we do. We actually have spikes and stuff. Why is that rising bar you've not written down in here? We have some spikes and stuff, too. So I'm going to, angry at my own lack of... Note-taking. I'm sorry. My note-taking skills apparently have dwindled.
While you're looking for those things, because you do intend to sell some of the things, as you're looking for your major list, Nora, is there anything in particular that you were looking for as you hit the town?
The 4 strangers that were headed north, apparently.
Oh, back from Bomber.
Do you intend to ask anybody about them, or are you just looking for them?
I plan to ask people generally about them, and just say something like, oh, they, or like I had someone asked me to give them a letter, or like they were my friends and I was looking for them. Just to kind of like give some kind of excuse to make people like give up information, see if I can find anything about
I guess taverns would probably be the best place to start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I thought I would ask the tavern that we're staying in first, and then I would go to either the inn/tavern that we're in, and then the other inn, and then so Weekend Candle, and then Empty Hallbird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would go ask them. And then I'm also going to go to Misty's Inferno and kind of try to weed some information out to see if they got like a little jar of pixie sprite wings.
If there's any kind of like magical items looking store, we can probably check there too.
Yeah, because they would go there to check it out. I know that's a lot of things.
Sorry.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of things.
And then I want to jump in.
For relative brevity's sake, go ahead and make an investigation check along with a charisma check as you all go about the town, there are various inns to try and
investigation.
Glean some form of information about these individuals whom you seek.
+5, okay. What's your charisma? Mine's a +5.
+6.
Okay. I'm going to do the investigation with advantage, and she's going to do the charisma with advantage, if that's okay.
You did the looking.
Since you're helping one another, sure, go ahead. This is like a one check sees all.
Oh, that's good. 16, 17, 18, 19. So a 22 for investigation.
Okay. And this is a combined thing. So what's your charisma?
I got a 21 for charisma.
Okay. Between the two of you going around looking, Talavin, you have this eye for seeing the shadier people, seeing the people who may or may not have this information. And when the time comes, you gently push Nora forward to initiate the conversations and end up following up with additional questions. The information you glean is... cocked. Okay. And there's that. And alright, cool. Some of the people whom you end up speaking with have noticed that there are some individuals who have been coming by that just seem a little bit odd. Recently, within the past 5 days or so, there was actually a group of 6 individuals who came into town, relatively fitting that description. They said that there were a few males who had this tattered kind of swamp person look, just kind of moss along their simple leather armors. Nondescript, not too many features that were very distinct, but they tended to clump together, as well as one individual which ends up catching your all's attention, which is a hooded figure with a mask who did not speak.
You said 5 days ago?
Yes. They said about 5 days ago, these 6 people ended up congregating there. They didn't do anything. They didn't really say anything. Didn't go to many places. Ended up staying at, actually they resided mostly in the empty Hallbird, and they would go and stay at the Weekend Candle. They didn't stay in the Clip Top.
Okay. Come to think of it, that's probably the more pricey one, but it's kind of worth it to hear the description.
So you said that they mostly stay at the Weekend Candle and the empty Hallbird?
Yeah. Whenever they needed food or sustenance, they went to the empty Hallbird, and then most of the time they just stayed at the Weekend Candle.
Did they say where they were going?
With a little bit of prying and with both of your all's rolls, you do know that they were headed north.
Again.
That one night, one of them had a little bit of a loud mouth and was flaunting, saying that they were getting ready to earn a lot of coin and that they would come back to this particular town. They were speaking with a few very interestingly dressed young women at the time.
Noted.
Saying that they were going to come
back
back
to go
and
find those girls.
With riches that they have never seen before, and they did flash some kind of vial saying that this was going to make them very, very wealthy.
So they said that they were going to come back to this town?
One drunken night, the tavern owner of the Empty Hallbird, Benedict Dayi, indicated that this person was kind of running their mouth, overzealous, talking himself up, had a little bit too much to drink, and sounded like he had these grand plans of coming in and sweeping these girls off of their feet and was going to make a lot of coin in a very short amount of time. Shortly after, he was thrown out for indecency. But
I wonder why.
He was probably indecent.
Yep, probably.
Okay.
Did he happen to see what the vials looked like, or how many they might have had?
At the time, no. They just remember hearing this part of the conversation, lucky to remember what they did, as this was 5 days ago.
Does he happen to know who the girls were? Could I find them?
He does not actually know. He doesn't remember who they were.
Was there a magical store where we could ask people to?
There are no magical enchanted items. The ones that people indicate that would be around are actually at Misty's Inferno. And if you want any kind of thing that, if you're not feeling well, you need to check out Fenari's Oddities, because that place is the bomb when it comes to various aids and medicines and...
Okay, so I guess at Misty's Inferno too. I was gonna try to coax out to see if Misty, I assume, owns Misty's Inferno. If she has like the vial, kind of like how the other girl did in the previous town, Bamberg.
Okay. It takes you a couple, maybe 20 minutes or so, but you re-find, as you're winding in and out of the streets, which, by the way, are also cobblestone streets, you end up re-finding Misty's Inferno. And the moment you go in, the place is low-lit. You can only see the light of the forge and the silhouette of an individual working by candlelight. You can only see just part of her face, as she is currently, it looks like she's inscribing something. She has what almost look like jeweler's spectacles perched on her nose that she's carving. You can't really make out too many of her features currently, by the way the light is.
Nora wouldn't want to interrupt if she was in the middle of some sort of like ritual or something.
You do see that there is a sign which says scrape for attention.
She scrapes it.
Almost like running your hand across a washboard, this extremely coarse metal clanging sound You rake your fingers across. You shudder at the sound it makes. You see her actually switch hands, holds up a finger, continues with her original hand, and you see this spark of energy from her fingers. This bright blue, very familiar looking energy. She lifts and turns.
She's already ready. Okay. Bro, she just turned like Bay does. No, I'm scared. I'm out. I leave. I'm just kidding.
As you see her, you actually see a very beautiful red tiefling.
Oh.
She has narrow features, horns that come up, just swoop along the side of her head and come out to a point on either side of her head. She has long black hair, which has been tied into this braid, just all the way down, almost past her knee, actually. And she looks and she stands. She's wearing what almost reminds you of what Nessie wears, this sleeves cut off, collared, almost a jacket, but you can see it is very low buttoned, but her chest is wrapped, just flares out on either side. It is made of this very thick, scaly black leather, just against her crimson skin. Can I help you?
Oh, we don't get to apply the old rules. Okay.
What kind of wares do you sell here? Do you just do commission, or do you make and sell as you please?
I tend to make and sell as I please. Everyone knows the quality of my work. I am the Forge Master here. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Misty Beldani.
I love her last name.
And the various wares that I peddle. I have a few specialty items, particularly these, and she holds up the thing that she was working on, which is a hand axe. And as she, with lightning reflexes, as she cracks it into the workbench that she was just working on, there's this spark of lightning energy that just courses through it. You can see etched along the blade what look like actual lightning bolts on either side.
So bad.
Nora's kind of fangirling a little bit, like, oh!
I'm kind of fangirling a little bit, and I don't even know what that is.
That's good quality.
She runs her hand across this. It's stained, but it's a very particular kind of stain. It doesn't look like pine, which is usually a much lighter wood. This is made of a very dark wood, almost as though it's been burned or fired itself. I make specialty items. These tend to do rather well, particularly in the forest. Good for cutting down the trees. Good for cutting down beasts. Good for cutting down pesky neighbors.
Bro, I love this girl. We've got to get this NPC. Facts.
I also do a little bit of leather work, although my true passion is a little bit of enchanting. You can see she actually takes the glasses from her nose. She catches sign of your gloves and she's like, those are quite lovely.
Oh, thank you.
You can see she traces a few arcane symbols in the air, and her eyes, which are this very, very familiar looking gold, flare for a moment this dark red. She looks and is like, so you're an enchanter too. Tell me, what's your specialty?
I do.
You have to have some favorite.
I do mainly nature-based arcana.
We have similar tastes then.
Yes, your work is excellent.
You obviously didn't come here then for any kind of enchanting, and you both, with a quick look up and down from both of you, it's like, You're obviously not here to peddle my wares. You're not here for my swords or my daggers. So what are you here for?
Something beyond just simple enchanting.
Ooh. Do tell. You can see her tail, it whips behind her with curiosity.
Okay.
She's literally so cool.
I'm intimidated.
I'm intimidated.
We've heard that there are certain items that you can place on weapons that enhance their abilities beyond natural means, other than enchanting.
I see.
I was curious if you'd heard anything of these rumors, if you can put any to rest.
There are always rumors about making something more powerful than what it already is. In fact, a few days ago, some people were coming through trying to peddle their own wares, saying that some kind of special dust was going to cure all of their worries. One was a little bit loud-mouthed, especially when it came to his drinks.
That sounds very...
Personally, I think it's a little bit of superstitious nonsense. True quality. If you're not able to achieve true quality by your own talent, well, you shouldn't be in this profession.
I'm inclined to agree, but I still, I was mainly just curious about what other people had to say. It seems like the people that you reference, are the same ones that we've heard of in other towns as well. We've heard of the dust that can exceed expectations.
It's most likely sand that they've added something to.
I heard in another forge that they actually gave someone, I believe it was a town south of here, they gave them a sample. They didn't give you anything, did they?
No. I probably wouldn't have taken it even if they did offer. Again, you have to be able to achieve true quality on your own. Otherwise, it's a handicap.
I'm inclined to agree.
Glad to see you. Well, is that all?
Let's see. Were these people, they were here about 5 days ago or so?
She actually goes over to a different table, and she looks at this strange contraption, which looks like, almost like this sand pendulum, as it swings back and forth. She takes a look, dusts one of the sides off, takes a lever, pushes it down, and another just pours sand into this bowl. Yes, apparently about 5 days. Oh dear.
Oh my. And they were headed north? What town is north of here?
I'm not sure where they said they were going. That's not really... I wasn't really interested in anything they had to say, and by that time I had already had my fill of drinks, especially when that one was being intoxicated. Carnham is the next town north of here. About 4 days on horseback, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh. Finish at the same time. I see. Well, that's very informative. Thank you for your time.
What I'm here for, apparently.
Does she have anything else besides this axe that she had, perchance?
You look along the edge of the forge, which is made out of stone. There's just these blackened stones that essentially carve up into this chimney, which just spews this very, very warm air. And you can see along the base and along this entire wall, she has a collection of daggers. She has swords. She doesn't have any armor per se, but she does have quite the collection. She even has a javelin, which is actually above the device that was pouring the sand.
Question, DM. That javelin of lightning, it's rechargeable, right? Like I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it's rechargeable.
Okay.
You roll, I think, in the mornings to see how many charges it gets back.
Yeah, it charges on its own.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like.
I haven't even used it yet. I do. Never mind. I don't need to know yet.
Is that all? You could pay me for my time. If you're not going to buy any of my wares.
Damn.
Or we could do a little exchange of information.
What would you like to know?
Why are you so curious about these individuals?
We want to be
Insight check.
Oh! What did you do?
Okay.
Fuck.
I think that's her doing an insight check on us. I got a natural 19.
I got a
23.
12.
23.
12.
What are you trying to insight? What are you trying to gain from her?
I'm just like, is she being truthful and like just wanting? So like earlier when she said that she didn't have any use for it, but now she's wanting to know why we'd be interested in it. Like I'm just trying to see if maybe she's like maybe not letting on to everything she knows.
Is she just like an
You are having a hard time reading her, Talavin.
Yes, well, yes.
It seems like she's being honest. Nora, what are you looking for?
Is she just like a regular shopkeeper, or is it likely that she's dealing with some stuff?
Some dark stuff.
The vibe that you're getting off of her is that she is genuinely curious.
Okay.
That she all of a sudden is being asked a lot of questions, and she's quick to answer. Almost seems like she's given the information before. Because usually people have to think about such things.
Okay.
She has information readily available. So either she has a very good memory, or maybe she was asked something like this in the past.
Okay. That I'll include it. What was the question she asked last? It was
why we're
we're
so interested.
Why you all are so interested in why are you so interested in these individuals? If you actually believe in true talent, why are you trying to seek them out?
These particular individuals are committing a crime that I disagree with, and I think that they should be stopped.
Really? What crime?
Basically, they're just killing other magical creatures and grinding them up and turning them into dust. And selling it.
Just being honest, are you?
Just being honest. I didn't tell him what creature.
What kind of creature?
Some bitch.
We don't know.
I mean, people kill creatures like all the time. I mean, just recently, someone was talking about seeing some kind of strange human-faced beast. This has been a few weeks ago, actually, but it has like all of these gnarly teeth and this fiery mane that looked like a lion with a human's face. They were talking about seeing that running about. I can only imagine somebody would want to get their hands on something like that. I know I would. Get my hands on something like that.
I mean, would you? Because technically we ran into that beast and killed it.
Did you?
A manticore, actually.
Interesting.
Got a wing or two off of it
tell
as well.
me then, why would you're alright with selling the bits and pieces of this particular creature. Why are you hesitant about this other creature that you're referring to? What's the difference?
Well, technically this creature attacked me while I was asleep. And these other creatures...
Okay, that's fair.
These other creatures are they're being completely wiped out.
You're being extremely vague. I find that very interesting. Why are you being vague? I wonder.
Because we don't trust you.
Oh, that is the best answer I could have heard all day.
Why are you so curious in these wares?
You're curious about these individuals. I'm curious about you being curious. I like knowing what's going on in the place where I'm selling my stuff. Helps me keep ahead of the curve. If someone needs a particular item, if I happen to hear word that a particularly gnarly beast is out running around, I can better prepare. People will come flocking to me with requests from ahead. I'm not swamped with work.
So, are you saying that if a swarm of people came wanting the extra enchantments, other than your natural enchantments, that you would partake?
Of course not. I'm a believer in true talent.
It's not a natural break in the conversation.
It was a minute ago, and then you didn't take advantage.
I can't take advantage. I didn't get that insight check. That's cheating. Not that much of a cheater.
I would just like to know, ahead of time, if I start catching wind of a particular entity just roaming about, then I can better prepare. Some people prefer swords, and so if I hear that a lot of people have been trying to go after this thing, I end up making more javelins and swords rather than daggers. If I hear that there are small infestations of something running around, I tend to make more daggers and picks. I custom build for my market. It's good business. But I'd never stoop so low as to try and enhance my abilities. I'm talented enough. Am I not allowed to be curious?
You're allowed to be curious.
Yeah,
I'm curious about how quick you are to answer. It's almost as if you have been asked these questions before.
Ah, you're a keen one. As a matter of fact, I was asked some of these questions recently by someone who ended up being a part of the group. They arrived not too long after these other individuals. Hood, mask. Didn't really say too many things, but was also curious about these individuals. What they were saying, what they were doing, whether or not they'd come to me or anybody else. I obliged with the same information.
Insight check?
Go ahead.
Like, I believe her, but I have a natural 19.
I got a
so,
natural 1.
insight 23 again. Wow.
She got a natural 20.
What's her plus or modifiers?
But it's a reroll.
Oh.
Okay.
That's cocked. That's cocked.
Okay.
It's cocked.
Huh?
Oh. 9.
9. I feel like she's telling the truth.
Okay.
I feel like she's actually being honest.
Okay.
I mean, she seemed, so far she seemed very straightforward based on your insights before. And it doesn't seem like she's trying to be dishonest. Nothing's changed in her demeanor or conversation. Which, again, can be hard to read, as Talavin has found out.
Rats. Okay. Let's see, the masked figure. You didn't, or, the masked figure was... you didn't happen to get a name off of this masked figure, did you?
Never gave one. I don't tend to ask things of, and no offense, but the transients, the ones who just come into town and blow through.
Understandable. Sorry, the dog. What other...
Is that all?
Yes. I believe that is all. And I'm going to take, I don't know, a platinum piece. And I'm going to hand it to her. Like, thank you for your time.
She takes it, twirls it in her fingers. I'll be sure to keep an eye out if there's anything else that I find out. She gives a little bow.
Just nod.
Pockets the coin. He's certainly more generous than he was. She begins undoing her braid.
Can we locate him with that coin that he touched?
No, it's not. It's 4 days away. Yeah, then we leave.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I so want her.
You all leave.
She's awesome.
Alright.
Just a straight toot. I love it. Sheer cocky goodness right there now.
So we should just leave in the morning.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what time is it now?
It was around the afternoon. Pedaled around. It's around 5:30 or so.
I want to go into that.
Anyway.
I want to go into Fenari's oddities, please.
All right. You guys are still good on recording?
Yeah, we got
I see the camera flicker. Just want to make
yeah,
sure.
I think the light's actually flickering here a little bit.
Oh, but that's okay.
Okay. You, with this information, head into Fenari's oddities. You open the door, and once again you're just hit with this overwhelming smell of dried herbs and roots. The interior is identical to the place you've been before, also named Fenari's Oddities. Just rows and rows and upon rows, hanging herbs, various dried pieces and parts of plants, flora. You see in jars just lining. You see the large jars, small jars. You see vials. You see things that are spinning. You actually smell the brewing of something. And at the very far end, there is the table, and there is an elderly gentleman sitting behind the counter, just reading, glasses perched on his nose.
It's the same dude.
I can't remember his name. Hold on. Shit, I didn't write his fucking name down.
Yeah, well, Nora wasn't with you the first time.
No, you weren't.
Afraid not. I don't think you got his name.
Shit, I don't think I got his name. I didn't get the lady's name either.
No.
And I'm really bad about names. Damn.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna...
Yeah, Nora, this is a one-floor area. The wood is actually made of a lighter wood in this area. The floorboards are made of a lighter pine. And just everything, you see jars upon jars of flowers that have been dried, or some of them that have been fresh cut, just everywhere, just wafting smells.
Oh, wafting smells. My favorite.
Alright. So
I'm just gonna walk up to yonder gentleman.
You see him, he's currently reading a book. He is about 3/4 of the way completed in this particular novel. As he's reading, in one hand he holds a clump of what look like pressed flowers and dried herbs. And he looks... Oh, hello?
That's not the same accent. No, it is. Damn. I'm gonna does he look the same as the other gentleman?
Make an investigation check.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. Looks like the same individual.
Shit, what was the name of that town? Was that Bomberg? No, it wasn't. It was the one after.
It was Bomberg.
Bomberg was the one with the dwarf. I think it was Pasto was the one with this gentleman.
Yeah, you all went from Willends to Bomberg to Pathstow to Sogso, and
So
now
it was Pathstow.
Pathstow.
Okay.
My bad.
And I'm just gonna kind of walk up and be like, it's a bit odd. I feel like I walked into this store in Pathstow as well.
You did. Are you needing herbs? You bought quite a considerable amount.
It's the same fucking dude. I'm shook.
Places the herbs into the book, closes it, snaps, sets it down. What can I help you with? Removes the glasses and places them in the side.
I will say, while I do have a couple things that I would love to buy. How is this possible? Did you travel here?
No.
Care to share any family secrets?
No.
Interesting. Alright, well then I guess.
How many things to buy?
You don't have
You
any
know what I'm doing?
She said,
Yes, I'm new to this shop. Nora immediately thought of her old mentor new. It's like, hey, I'm not new. It's like, oh wait, understood.
Welcome to the Naerstar's oddities. Do you need anything? I am here. If not, I'm going to continue with my book.
no.
Sits back.
Wait. Before he does that, I'm like, wait. I was going to get, a pack of your fresh mint.
A pack.
Yes.
Let me see. Gets up from his chair, walks around the counter, goes over everything once again alphabetized on small signs, almost made. Each one is almost custom made as they're pressed into all of the shelves. This is the most OCD collection you've ever seen of complete dried, complete fresh, every single bit organized, alphabetized. And he goes immediately to one of the rows, walks down, and goes all the way down to a very large jar. Ah, yes. We have just cut some fresh mint.
And pack is the largest one, right?
It is.
Okay.
Yes. He takes it out, begins pulling it up. Do you want this in some kind of container, or do you want it out fresh? Just wrapped in a bundle.
Which will help it stay the longest?
Probably the jar with a little bit of fresh water in the bottom.
That then,
I
please.
could get you some of the plants with some of the fresh root, but that would cost you a little extra.
I'll take the jar and a plant.
Of course. I suspected as such. Very well. One moment, it is in the back. Feel free to peruse. He goes in the back.
While he's gone, but I'm just gonna look at the book he's reading.
You look at the book he is reading, and it is a... The cover is very, very worn, but it is this faded green, and it is actually what looks like a medicinal herbs book. The title, what languages do you speak? It doesn't matter, does it? Because you have that ridiculous thing that... Does it identify the language that it comes from? Do you know what language it's from, or can you just read it?
I can just... It says, read and understand all writing.
Okay. This is actually... it's called Smoke and Mists, a guide to herbs.
Can I read it as I look over her shoulder?
What languages do you know?
Common, Elvish, Kori, Celestial, Undercommon, and Deep Speech.
You do not know what language this is.
Okay, hang on. Even though I can understand it, I would still be able to see, maybe within the languages that I know. So I know Common, Elvish, Undercommon, Sylvan, Deep Speech, Celestial, Beasts and Plants, a little bit of Dwarvish, and a little bit of Goblin.
You do not know the language.
Okay.
Damn!
You do not know the original language, but it's Smokes and Mists, a guide to herbs.
Interesting. Oh. Okay, I was just curious what it looked like, or what type of book it was.
I want to steal it. I can't read it.
No.
Does it look like it has good information in it?
Does it look like it has good information in it? I mean,
You open
probably.
it? Currently it's closed. Currently there are a bunch of pressed plants and herbs.
No, I'm not going to mess with it. I just wanted to see the title and like what he was reading.
A couple of minutes go by and he comes out with a wrapped and bundled plant, which is mint, fresh mint. He takes it and sets it down. He takes one of the jars from one of the back shelves and places it in there and sprinkles some water over the roots.
Is this about the same kind of size jar that Talil would have been talking about?
Yes. You look at it and you think, yeah, I could put Talil in this jar.
Copy. As he's doing that, I'm going to be like, do you sell vials and jars here, perchance?
He kind of points.
I mean, I didn't know if there was like a whole bunch. Oh, there's a sign? Well, I didn't.
Well,
he points to the sign that has like all of the herbs and bundles, and, like all of those like various prices or like how they're all set up. But he's like, I have never just sold an empty jar. You want air? You want to buy the air?
Well, I have things that I need to put in the jars.
Like that one little friend of yours? Is she doing alright? Could that include some catmint? I'm going to get you some catmint on the house. He goes over and trims some of the plants and places it in a vial and corks it.
Nora's like, wait, what? Because she didn't technically know.
Yeah, I technically didn't tell her about that.
Like,
he goes to the other shelf in the back and begins bundling up the other mint, the other fresh mint, as you two are left there at the counter. After he says this.
So technically, the last time we were here, Jen was a cat, and he had catnip on his desk, and she went fucking bananas, and then she passed out and turned back into a sprite, and so technically he saw her. But he was kind of cool with it, I guess. So
I'm gonna do an insight check on this dude.
Sure, go ahead and do an insight check too.
With guidance.
I'm gonna do an insight check.
Go ahead.
Because I'm curious. Wow, natural 1 again. I think this dice is actually going to go into
22.
timeout for a little while.
22. Nora, I mean, what are you trying to glean from this insight check?
I'm trying to glean. Well, I just learned information. I suppose like his interest in how honest he is. I suppose.
It seems honest enough. I mean, his interests, it's less of interest you're gathering and more of conversational. Of like, he's expressing interest and he's remembering his customers. And by making this reference, it's a slight call out to let you know that he remembers you.
Okay. So he's not showing an interest in the sprites.
Doesn't seem like it, no.
Okay.
Does it look like he has any potions anywhere, or is it just herbs? I think we said no last time.
Over in one of the windowsills, over in the corner, there are some herbs currently brewing in these blown glass bottles. Ooh. But you look over and you recognize all of the herbs that are in there.
Do I know what he's brewing then?
Sure, you go ahead and roll an investigation check. He's currently wrapping up the fresh mint.
That's a 9.
A 9? One of them is mint. You know that much.
So you could just be making fucking tea. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are 5. They're currently set up like the traditional chemistry beakers, where they're held over an open flame. And so there are 5 of them just perched in this windowsill. One of them is mint. One of them is kind of this lavender color. It smells like lavender. A figure. And then there are 3 others that you're not quite sure what they are.
Bro, she said I knew him, and then she took it away. Forgot.
Well, with a 9, the name escapes you.
Oh.
But you're getting 2 out of 5, which, you know, a whole 40% isn't the worst thing at a 9.
Okay, well then I'll just wait till he's done. Did he say he could sell me some empty jars, or was that like a no?
Yes.
He was wondering. He was essentially poking fun at you, like, oh, you're gonna put your friend in a jar. Like, why do you need just an empty jar? No one needs just an empty jar unless they're doing something with it.
I'm gonna put some acid in it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna do some cocaine and some meth.
He goes back and sets everything up and like, the fresh plus the fresh herb. I'm going to sneeze. One moment. No, it went away. Well, all of this together will run you. Well, the fresh plant is more expensive. Let's go ahead and put it at a solid 2 gold.
I hand him 2 gold.
Solitude?
Uh,
You mean they're alone?
This place much better for growing mint. Nice and shady. Leaves not weird aftertaste. And you're looking also for just jars to put friends in, right? How many jars? How many friends?
Maybe. Do you also have smaller vials in like large in?
I don't know what you're putting in those, but yes, I do.
Yeah, I
can just begin setting different size jars on the table.
Okay, how small is like the smallest one?
It's just a vial, like almost like a shot vial that's elongated, maybe 6 inches
So
tall.
was Talel asking for like his size vials? Cause
basically as tall as he was, that's the size that he wanted.
okay. I'll get some of the elongated, thinner vials. I'll get well, how much is he selling each size for? I'll do that first.
The vials, I'm going to put those probably at let's put it at 3 for 2 silver each.
3 for 2 silver?
Weird. Yeah. You sure you don't want these filled with something? I have lots of different herbs. You could just go ahead and put something in there.
That's okay.
Technically
You
cheaper.
could just refill your stock.
That's your coin. The jars, let's go ahead and I'm going to put those at we'll make those 2 silver a piece. You don't need anything bigger than that because I kind of like keeping the bigger jars for myself.
Does he have any like of like the normal like what like a healing potion would come in like a
Yeah, he has it.
How much for one of those? A couple of those.
We're going to go ahead and let's put those the same as the other small vials. 3 for 2 silver. You can't fit your friend in this jar, you know.
I'm hoping he'll be putting something in this jar, like some potions. He makes potions.
Oh,
she makes potions.
Then you'll want the better cork then.
Yes, please.
He goes, rummages through. He takes a bag and just fills it with tops, closes it, and sets it on top.
Okay, I'll take 3 vials.
All right.
2 jars and 6 bottles. That should be 10 gold, right? Or 1 gold. That should be 1 gold, 10 silver.
That 10 silver is a gold.
Yeah.
In total.
That's, 6. Oh, that is a 6. Thought I gave myself a gold.
I mean, you could technically. You could completely ruin the economy by just keep adding zeros onto your current total. Nothing stops you. But then again, money loses all value when it's infinite.
So you're looking for how many?
So 3 vials, 2 jars, and 6 bottles.
Six bottles, that is 4 and 2. That should just, and you want 6 of the jars. This is the bigger one that you want to put your friend in.
No, the medium one.
I love this guy.
You said the jar, the big ones were 2 silver each.
There's the bottles, which are the ones, the smaller top. And then there's the jars. Put over top of the thing.
Okay, so 3 of the small ones, 6 of the medium ones, which you said were also 3 for 2, and then 2 of the big ones. Should be 10 silver.
Yeah.
I'll give him 1 gold.
Takes it, pushes the jars forward along the corpse.
Okay.
Is that all?
Yes, thank you. Actually, sorry. I know you said last time that you don't sell the Trona mineral here. Would there be anywhere in town that I could buy that here?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
They have very limited collection. Work mostly with blood and bandages. They get cut a lot. Come in with frizzy hair, most likely from tiefling down the road.
Yes. So wait, does he have bandages in this one? Because last time he didn't have any moss or bandages.
He did have moss.
No, he didn't. You said no because I put an X next to it.
He does now.
Yeah, I had an X next to moss. I'm gonna get some moss. 2. A whole pack.
Whole pack? This is fresh harvest. This is very good. I charge 2 gold for fresh harvest. This is good stuff. Helps staunch blood. Keep from spewing out.
Okay. So where do you get most of your herbs? Do you grow them locally or do you have them transported?
I grow them here. I try to grow them here, or I go out, and I don't just stay here all day. I do go outside and harvest my herbs.
Oh, I believe you. Let's see. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I was just curious.
Do you require anything else?
That is all. Thank you.
Very well. Best of luck. I'm going to continue reading my book now. Places the glasses from his pocket back onto his nose. Opens the book and continues reading.
Go outside.
Maybe another time.
Okay, and we leave.
You all pack up your things, coins exchanged, and gone. As you guys head out, make a perception check for me.
What a beautiful day!
You're gonna have to 1 to me.
No, it's a 9.
Oh, yeah.
I got a 9.
That is terrible. That is a 13.
13. You guys, packing up all of your things. You're walking back. Are you walking back to the tavern? You're walking back to your.
Actually, is there any? We're gonna go north, so I need some better clothes. Is there like a clothing store?
You have a cloak and
they do have some fabrics and stuff. There's but they're very, very simple shirts, very simple wear.
Well, I
We
did
have
throw away that
Manticore.
one shirt.
Nothing extravagant.
I know, but I threw away that one shirt with all the orc blood on it. I need a new one. Because I don't have a spare change of clothes anymore. I threw it away.
Oh.
I'm just gonna go in. I just want like a simple, like white long sleeve tie up shirt and then another pair of like leather, like nice leather pants.
Okay. The entire order will run you, 2 gold. The leather pants are kind of what get you.
Okay.
But you do find what you're looking for.
They don't have any decent warm cloaks, perchance?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Dust is fine.